Finally, after doing 4 years of swimming and creating a world record by crossing River Yamuna, I decided to take a switch to athletics. And of course, rest you know, I went on to become the first woman to win the Asian medal and the World Championship medal, the Paralympic medal, and then the first woman to become an administrator from 2020 to 2024. And I had really dreamt of a time in India where para sports are celebrated, and today you can see the results and the change.
Hello everyone, I'm Suparna Shri and you're watching Jagran English. Today we have with us Padma Shri Khel Ratan awardee Deepa Malik. She's the first Indian women Paralympic medalist. Currently, she is the member of the Asian Paralympic Committee and previously she was the president of the Paralympic Committee of India. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, how is your journey, ma'am?
Journey is a happy one. As an administrator, even as a para athlete, when I had set out to join the world of para sports, first as a swimmer at the age of 36 years, being a mother of two daughters, people found it very strange that a woman in 36 years is going to play. And they said, and play what? I said, I'm going for para swimming. And nobody really understood because there was hardly any awareness, any policies, any conversations, any social media, any media around it. But finally, after doing 4 years of swimming and creating a world record by crossing River Yamuna, I decided to take a switch to athletics because I felt that athletics will be a little more easier for me. And at 40, when I came to play Commonwealth Games to Delhi, I realized that I had found my purpose. I had found my purpose in playing sports. I loved it. And I thought it was a great opportunity for me to, um, campaign for a change, battle for a change, because hardly any women were coming out and playing. There were no defined policies. And I thought, combined with my passion of outdoors, hunger for new identity, वो बहुत important. Hunger for new identity, because I was tired of being called a patient. And when I played sports wearing an Indian tracksuit, I was called an athlete, a sportswoman, a beacon of fitness. And even if I was on a wheelchair, I was still a sportswoman. So that gave me a lot of confidence and put my education to use and start asking for at par policies. And of course, rest you know, I went on to become the first woman to win the Asian medal and the World Championship medal, the Paralympic medal, and then the first woman to become an administrator from 2020 to 2024. And I had really dreamt of a time in India where para sports are celebrated. And today you can see the results and the change.
So, how many challenges you have faced during your entire journey of being an athlete?
See, today the things have changed with Honorable Prime Minister Modi sir taking so much personal accountability of the sports and meeting the athletes, tweeting about them. He has practically become the brand ambassador of para sports. But when I began in 2006, things were not this way. There was no conversation about sports sciences and para sports. Para sports had no coaching programs. There were just handful of coaches, that also in metro cities, who were coaching. There was a federation which worked more like a NGO and not like a sports federation. We did not have accessibility. The athletes, we as a wheelchair users did not even have a decent accessibility or bathrooms to change diapers or uh, wheelchair accessible bathrooms. If we had to travel from home to the stadium, it was difficult to, there were no metros at those days. And even in two-tier cities, the buses are not low floor buses. There wasn't enough funding for us to afford independent vehicles, or there was no training program from the government in which we could be absorbed. So challenges were many, and uh, also the opportunity to go out and get classifications in international events. Everybody had to fund their own tickets. So it was just not easy, and lack of awareness added to it, because even if you wanted to ask for sponsorship or you wanted to reach out to a corporate CSR funding, because there was no visibility of para sports, nobody found it important to fund. And today the whole scene is changed. Today we are so happy that we are moving in the right direction. We are talking about Accessible India campaign. We are talking about junior, sub-junior. That was my endeavor also as a president. Khelo India Para Games have started. Policies have become inclusive. Target Olympic podium scheming is giving us the facility to customize our training. A lot has changed. And as we talk ahead, I will tell you the data also has changed now.
Wow, wonderful. So, how has your journey in sports influenced your role as a member of the Asian Paralympic Committee?
Asian Paralympic Committee is again a very responsible organization which takes care of 40 plus Asian countries. And this is the largest region independently, if we see in the world, which is promoting, and also has the largest population of persons with disability. And this is very important, because when we talk about growth of a sport, unless it is growing in every region, we will not be looking at a holistic growth. We are now the world of globalization. Prime Minister says that it is Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam. We are one future, one family. So, and sports is a medium that brings us all together. So it becomes duty of the nations who are a little developed to carry the other regions, neighboring countries along with them. So Asian Paralympic Committee is responsible for Asian Para Games, for South Asian and other SAF games, SAF games. Similarly, we want to develop Para Games also. Right now, I am the member representative of 7 countries of South Asia. So it becomes my responsibility to bring Bhutan, Nepal, Maldives, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, India all together, and create more opportunities for persons with disabilities to not only play but also get educated in the ecosystem of para sports. For example, classification courses, train the trainer programs, coaching programs. Then we have other sciences like mental well-being, and so whatever we are doing in India, we can very easily, now it is a world of information technology. If we are hosting webinars, we can invite them as a part of it. If we are doing mental well-being classes, if we are doing classification classes, anything that we are doing, we can involve the neighboring countries and grow as a region. So that is where my work begins post Paris 2024, and I'm getting down to it now.
So, how do you think that the role of women in Paralympic sports has evolved over the years?
So there is a lot of improvement in the ecosystem. Now we see a para athlete, a woman in administrative role. Today we have a chief patron. She's also a woman, Vanati Srinivasan, madam. And during my leadership, when we were working together as a team to prepare for Paris 2024, or in the previous years in the run-up of even the Asian Para Games in 2022, which happened in 23. The sports secretary, Madam Sujata Chaturvedi, was a woman. Ritu ma'am, who was DG NADA, National Anti-Doping Association, she was a woman. The ED teams, Radhika Shriman madam, she was a woman. The Khelo India Para Games when happened, Ekta madam was a woman. Um, and IOA, we were collaborating with PT Usha ji was a woman, I was a woman. So, there was a lot of, and today our MOS, Raksha ma'am is a woman. So it's very good to have women in leadership roles, because it creates a very safe, secure, trustworthy, and inspirational atmosphere for more and more girl children, women to come forward and start playing sports. the result of which is showing till 2016 there was no medal in
Yeah.
Paralympics of a woman. And I got the medal. And after that, since 2016 to now, in Tokyo, we had three medals, two by Avni and one by Bhavina. And now, and only barely 14 girls had gone. In Rio, we were three. In Tokyo, there were 14. And in Paris, 32 girls had gone and participated. And 11 medals are won by the girls. Number of sports have increased, and in every discipline we see, in every disability we see, a woman is participating. Now, whether you talk about amputee, uh, upper limb deficiency, we have Sheetal there. You talk about short stature, we have Nityasri. You talk about amputee, you have a paracycling Jyoti girl out there. She's got a very severe amputation. Manasi is playing badminton. She's a high level amputee on her one limb. We talk about polio, then we have Bhavina, Sonal, they are participating in the TT. So we have an Aruna playing taekwondo. So there's so many girls who have come. And in intellectual disability also, we had Deepti winning the track event. When you call cerebral palsy, you have a Preeti Pal winning double medals. You got visual impairment, you have a Simran winning a medal. So, it is not just about women participation, it is across all sports and all disabilities and all ages that women are coming forward to play. Mona Agarwal, a shooter, she is mother of two and very young children. One child is 5 years old, one is just 3 years old.
Yeah. This is very exceptional for women to be coming out, and you have been the inspiration for all of them.
No, I think it's a teamwork, and I was fortunate to have a great team. And I see more and more physiotherapists, nutritionists, injury management experts, more women also as supporting staff, helping and joining the ecosystem with the para athletes.
What advice would you like to give to the young athletes with disabilities who aspire to compete at the Paralympics?
I think my advice would be that this is the golden period for any para athlete. There is enough education, enough awareness now. There is a proper method of participation. There is transparency in selections. Everybody is becoming educated. There are research officers in Sports Authority of India. The policies are in your favor. Para sports is a great career now. You get jobs after you win medal. You get cash rewards in crores of rupees. You have, so much of respect coming your way. You get an opportunity to speak and meet the Prime Minister himself. So there are so much of incentive out there, so much of education which is there. They must grab this opportunity and work hard. There is no shortcut to success. Let me tell them this. At the end of the day, you will have to work hard. If you're willing to work hard and you have a passion in your heart and dream in your eyes, then para sports is the thing to pursue.
Wow. So, can you discuss any upcoming projects or initiatives you are working on to support the Paralympic athletes?
So, till the time, of course, I was the president of the Paralympic Committee of India. I have been involved in all the future plannings, and there were a few things which we started in the pipeline, like the junior, sub-junior events that we initiated during my tenure. We are planning to continue them. Already the timeline for the forthcoming Asian Para Games in 2026 has begun. Before that, in 2025, we are going to have many world championships. So for that, the preparations has begun. The national tournaments will now start in the winters because they are the first step for the next cycle of international events. So whether it is para powerlifting, para athletics, para swimming, you have shooting, everywhere you will have now the competition cycle is going to begin again. And as far as I'm concerned, like I said, I have the duty of bringing the 7 countries together and create opportunities for administrators, coaches, and athletes to come and get exposure in India. India can be that platform, the leader, to give them that opportunity. I have to attend the Asian Paralympic Committee Annual General Board meeting in the month of October that will take me to Chinese Taipei. And on a personal level, I have a small NGO called Wheeling Happiness, which me and my daughter, because my daughter is also a girl in disability and a para athlete. So we do a lot of awareness program, counsel the caregivers, work on the grassroots level for the right kind of rehabilitation. Because even before a person is ready to join the world of sports, they have to physically, emotionally get rehabilitated post an injury or in disability. They have to learn many things of basic exercises, basic body management. Their family has to be counseled, arrangements for them to have to be made for them to get introduced to the sports. So these are few activities that we do continuously. And we are also working hand in hand with Rotary Midtown Club. And this year, Rotary Midtown has dedicated their services for betterment of persons with disability and chosen me as their advisor. So we are doing rehabilitation programs. We are also going to conduct certain sporting events with their support. So these are the projects in hand. And बिल्कुल ही personal level पे बात करूँ तो I'm writing a book. This is the 25th year of my being on a wheelchair, which my children call wheelchair. They don't call
Wow.
it wheelchair. So 25 glorious years on my wheelchair. I am trying to summarize it into a book, and hopefully by winter I'll be able to launch the book.
We will be waiting for the book. And I hope after that book has been launched, we will also get an interview with you on that book.
Well, love to do a book launch with you. It will be amazing. There were so many untold stories which maybe people don't know when they really read through it. Because interviews are short. Um, when you have a book of 1 lakh words, you can
Yeah,
express your journey in a better way. I am grateful to HarperCollins. They have come forward and they will be the publishers of the book.
wonderful. I'm really excited to read that book. So our next question is that what message would you like to give to your fans and supporters who have followed you for this journey?
I will just request them to continue to give the love, because if it is my journey, my real success would be the way you have showered your love on me. Shower it on every para athlete. Every story is a story of rising above their adversity and focusing on their ability. Every story is inspirational. Talk about them, share their journeys so that today's youth can get inspired. So many children I hear at a very young age are having, issues with mental well-being, and they get depressed or they get, lonely or sad. Then these are the inspirational stories which can ignite fire in their belly and give them hope in life and give them the lessons of never giving up. So continue to follow para sports, because it is a supply and demand theory in the world. The more you demand beautiful, positive stories of a para athlete, that is where, channels and various mediums are going to talk about them. We've recently seen Murlikant Petkarji's movie Chandu Champion done so well. So there are so many more stories to be told. Continue to follow, shower your love, because your love becomes our source of energy. It becomes like a big shabashi on our shoulder, which gives us strength to work harder despite severe disabilities.
Very true. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. I know this video is going to be a really inspirational one for all of them out there. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thanks.